Witajcie, witajcie. Kujawsko-Pomorska e-Szkoła, godzina 16. Rozpoczynamy zajęcia. Moi drodzy, rozpoczynamy oczywiście lekcją języka angielskiego, tak jak to jest według planu. Jest z nami pan Maciej Doksa, który będzie dzisiaj opowiadał wam
o zakupach w sklepie odzieżowym. Good afternoon. Today we are going to talk about doing shopping at the clothes shop. Clothes shop is probably one of the most popular clothes to do shopping apart from the grocery store. So it is quite possible that sometime in the future you will have to talk maybe in English while doing shopping at the clothes shop. So first of all, I think it's good to explain the different words which are used for clothes, because clothes is not the only word that we can use when we are talking about, yes, clothes. So, what are the other words? Clothing, czyli odzież po prostu. Attire, czyli strój. Garment, well, garment is one single item of clothing, czyli jest to jedno ubranie, tak? Jedna sztuka konkretna ubrania, so one garment. Outfit more or less means the same as attire, so this is also strój in Polish. Costume, well, the word costume means exactly the same as its Polish equivalent, so costume. Apparel. This is a word which maybe is not used very often, but it still is used. So apparel also means clothes. Generally, the word clothes, you have to remember, is not used in the singular. So we don't say one cloth. We say clothes. Okay, so how to express a single thing which belongs to the group of clothes? Well, in that case we use the word item, clothes item, czyli ta jedna sztuka odzieży, to jedno ubranie, ten jeden ciuch. Okay, so I went shopping and I bought 2 clothes items or 5 clothes items. Okay, or 5 items, czyli to słówko item, ono po prostu oznacza jedną sztukę odzieży, jeden ciuch, bo samego słowa clothes, tak jak powiedziałem, generalnie nie można używać w liczbie pojedynczej, ale z tej listy słówek, które tutaj macie, można wybrać sobie słowa, które również będą oznaczać jedną sztukę odzieży, czyli na przykład garment. Garment to jest też jedna sztuka odzieży. Alright, so when we enter the clothes shops, it's good to know the places, things or people that are there. So, first of all, the clothes are, let's say, placed in the shop, usually in 2 kind of places. So first of all, they can be on shelves, or very often they are on hangers. What is a hanger? Well, the word hang means wisieć, so hangers to są wieszaki. You can also use the word rack, R-A-C-K, so hangers or racks to są wieszaki takie w sklepie. So you can browse through the clothes on the hangers or on the racks. Now, if the shop is big, it is divided by the shelves or by the racks or hangers, and between those shelves, between the rows of shelves, we have a kind of path or paths which we use to walk in the shop. And this kind of path or way in the shop, for example, but not only, is called an aisle. Czyli to jest tak zwana alejka, taka pomiędzy wieszakami lub pomiędzy półkami. So we walk in the aisle. There are sometimes more, sometimes fewer aisles in the shop. Another very important place in a shop is the changing room, which is also called a fitting room. So this is the place where you go when you want to try on some clothes to see if they fit or to see if they suit you. Czyli jest to przebieralnia, changing room or fitting room. Another place where you go after you have already chosen your clothes and you want to pay, the place is called cash desk or a checkout, czyli po prostu kasa. There are even more names in English, but I think these two are the most popular, so cash desk or checkout. In the shop, of course, you will find also people who work there. What do we call those people? Well, we usually call them shop assistants. There's usually some manager, but shop assistants are usually these people we deal with. We ask them questions or they help us. When you enter the shops nowadays, very often in the entrance, in the door, there is something that is called security gates or security scanner. So this is this kind of electronic device with some kind of, I think, magnetic scanner inside, electronic or magnetic, whatever, which checks whether you are leaving the shop without any clothes that you, well, didn't pay for. Czyli tak zwane bramki bezpieczeństwa, security gate, security scanner. If you have a big clothes shop, for example, a chain store, czyli sklep sieciowy, and they are usually big, they are very often divided. They are divided into parts. So one part of the shop may contain clothes for women, another part can contain clothes for men, yet another can offer clothes for children. And these parts of the shop in English are called department or section. So it could be men's section, women's section, or department, czyli dział męski, dział damski, dział dziecięcy. All right, so when you enter a clothes shop, you usually do something. So what are the actions, the activities that we do inside a clothes shop? Well, let's take a look at them. Usually, when we enter the shop, we don't know exactly what we want to buy. So first we have to look around, and what we do is we browse through the clothes. Browse to jest przeglądać. You can browse the internet, but you can also browse the clothes or browse through the clothes, czyli przeglądać ciuchy, oglądać. So you browse through the items. This is the thing that people usually do just to check out what's on offer in the shop. When people only browse through the clothes, or they only look at the clothes in the shop window, but they don't really buy something, or they don't intend to buy something, then we say that they do window shopping. So window shopping to jest po prostu przeglądanie ciuchów, oglądanie ciuchów bez kupowania. So we go window shopping, or we do window shopping, so you're just browsing through the clothes without actually buying anything. Why do we browse through the clothes in the shop? Well, because we want to check out what's in there. Check out, no to jest zobaczyć, sprawdzić, and so on and so on. So you have to check out the new collection, or you have to check out the items which are on sale, and so on and so on. Now, when you have browsed through some clothes and you have chosen some clothes that you find interesting, at least at first. You want to see whether these clothes will look good on you. So what do you have to do? Of course, you have to try them on. Try on, przymierzyć. So you try some clothes on, or you try on some clothes. To jest taki czasownik złożony, w którym dopełnienie można wstawić w środek, pomiędzy try albo on, ale również to dopełnienie, czyli w tym przypadku nazwa jakiegoś ciucha, można wstawić po tym czasowniku. Well, sometimes you have bought something in the shop, you have taken it home, and then at home you decide that you don't really want that. It's the wrong size, or it's the wrong color, or you decide that you don't like it anymore, or you don't look good in it. So what do? Well, you come back to the shop and either you return the item, return or just take it back, czyli oddajemy jakiś ciuch. It is possible nowadays. You can return within some time limit. Or if you like the item, but it's the wrong size or it's the wrong color, but you still like, you know, the design, well, you can exchange it, czyli wymienić. Yes, so sometimes people go back to the shop just to exchange some clothes items, or just to return the clothes because they don't really want them. All right, so when you are in the clothes shop, you usually have some kind of interaction or conversation with the shop assistants, with the people who work there. So when you enter the shop, it very often happens that the shop assistant will approach you, will come to you, and they will ask you, can I help you? Can I help you, sir? Can I help you, madam? Now, if you don't really want their help, the nice, polite way of saying that you don't want their help is just to say, oh, I'm just looking. Tylko sobie oglądam na razie. So this is a very common thing that we do. We just don't need their help, so we just say, I'm just looking, I'm just browsing. So they will just leave you alone. Sometimes you might have some questions. You might want to ask about some clothes. So for example, what questions can you ask? For example, do you have it if it's one item, or do you have them if it's more items, or it's an item in the plural, for example, trousers? Do you have it or do you have them in blue? Czyli czy ma pani, czy ma pan to albo je w kolorze niebieskim? Do you have it in blue, or do you have them in brown? Or do you have them in a bigger size? Or do you have them in a smaller size? And so on and so on. So do you have it or do you have them? Remember about that, depending on the number of items. Of course, the very obvious question sometimes is the question about the price. So you ask, how much is this sweater? How much is this? How much is that? Of course, you can always ask, how much does it cost? But this question, how much is something, is really easier, simpler. If you are asking about the price of some plural item, for example, jeans, you have to say, how much are these jeans, trousers, shoes, and so on and so on. Of course, nowadays the prices of clothes are usually printed or just stuck on the label of the clothes. There is some special label or tag. Well, we call it tag, czyli taka właśnie zawieszka, etykietka with information about the clothes. So the price is usually on a sticker there. But sometimes it's not there, so you can ask the question about the price. All right, a very interesting thing that we are always looking for in a shop is a discount. What's a discount? Well, discount is a reduced price for something, czyli zniżka, obniżka, przecena. tak zwana. So you can always ask the question about a discount. Is there a discount for this shirt? Do you have any discounts? Yes, is it discounted? So it's good to know. Well, the word discount is very similar to the Polish word discount. In Polish, it means cheap or inexpensive grocery store. But in English, discount means a reduced price, czyli przecena, obniżka. Now, when you are buying clothes, a very important matter is the size. So what can we say when we are talking about the size? First of all, we say that something doesn't fit, czyli coś nie pasuje na rozmiar właśnie. So it doesn't fit, which means it is too small, for example, or it is too big, or it is too tight, tight, czyli ciasne, or it is too loose. You can say it's too tight around the waist, czyli w pasie. So when you're buying, for example, trousers, it happens very often that it's too tight around the waist. Also, some parts of the clothes may not be the right size. So for example, the sleeves are too long, czyli rękawy są zbyt długie. The sleeves are too long, the sleeves are too short. The legs of trousers, they can also be too long, too short. These are too long, these are too small. To these tutaj oznacza po prostu, że one, tak, te rzeczy w liczbie mnogiej, czyli te rękawy, te nogawki, nie wiem, te bluzki są zbyt długie, zbyt małe. If something is the wrong size, so if it's too big, too small, too long, too short, you can always ask the shop assistant, do you have it in a bigger size? Do you have it in a smaller size? Do you have it in size 45, for example, when you're buying shoes? All right. Now, there are some other things you might want to say when you're in a clothes shop. For example, I'd like to try it on. We have already discussed this word, try something on, przymierzyć, czyli chciałbym to przymierzyć. I'd like to try it on. Where can I try it on? Sometimes, especially if you are doing shopping in a clothes shop alone, you might want to ask the shop assistant, how do I look? Czyli jak wyglądam? Well, this is probably not the best person to ask, because I believe the shop assistant usually will tell you that you look good in it. Yes, they want you to buy this and they want to be nice and polite. So I don't know if you will get an honest answer to this question. So how do I look? But, well, okay, you can go with a friend, yes, who will help you buy some clothes. So then you can ask him or her, how do I look? And you will probably get an honest answer. Where is the changing room? Where is the fitting room here? Czyli gdzie tutaj jest przymierzalnia? How many items can I take? Czyli ile sztuk odzieży mogę wziąć? Well, this is the question that you ask when you are going into the changing room or fitting room. And nowadays, in many shops, there are limits on the number of items you can take with you into the changing room, the fitting room. Usually it's between 3 or 5 items. So if you're not sure, it's good to ask how many items you can take to avoid problems. So how many items can I take? Yes, to the fitting room, to the changing room. Now, sometimes it happens that you like some clothes item in the shop, but you don't have money on you because you have forgotten it, or you want to buy this for somebody else, I don't know, for your children or husband or wife, but you're not sure if he or she or they will like it. So you might want to ask the shop assistant to keep this thing for you hidden so that nobody else will buy it, especially if it's the last item. So you say, could you put it, should be it, could you put it aside for me? Czy może to pani dla mnie odłożyć? Yes? Could you keep it for me? You can also say this. It doesn't happen very often, but sometimes we do this. Yes, we ask them to keep the item for us, to put it aside, because we will come back with the money or with the person for whom we want to buy this. Sometimes you might want to ask about the fabric which this item is made of. So in English we say, what is it made of? Let me just correct one mistake, okay? Because it shouldn't be ist. It's not German really, so let's just correct it and make it right. Yes, all right. So yes, what is it made of? Z czego to jest zrobione? So is it made of cotton, or is it made of wool, or is it made of some synthetic material? By the way, the word fabric in English doesn't mean fabryka. The word fabric means materiał, taki, z którego się właśnie robi odzież. You can also ask, is it available in your online store? Because, for example, you like the item, but they don't have it in your size. Yes? So you decide that you still want to buy this, but maybe they will have your size in the online store. So is it available? Czy to jest dostępne in your online store, w waszym sklepie internetowym? A lot of shops, especially big shops, chain stores, czyli tak zwanych sieciówek, chain stores, they also have online stores in which sometimes there is a bigger selection or bigger range of sizes. Well, when we have chosen the clothes, when we have finally selected what we want to buy, we go to the checkout to pay for it. So what kind of conversation can we have at the checkout? For example, can I pay in cash or can I pay by credit card? Well, you know, nowadays in the time of COVID epidemics, in some shops they prefer to be paid by credit card, especially the contactless credit card, instead of cash, not to spread the virus around. Do you offer any discounts? We have already talked about this discount, czyli zniżka, czy oferujecie jakieś zniżki. Can I return it if it doesn't fit him? As I said, sometimes you buy clothes not for yourself, but for somebody else, and this person is not here with you to try it on. So you buy this for this person, but you know that it might not fit, it might not be the right size. So you can ask the shop assistant, can I return it? Czy mogę to zwrócić if it doesn't fit him or her, jeżeli to nie będzie na niego pasowało, czy na nią pasowało. Next one. Shall I wrap it up for you? Czy mam to dla pani zapakować? Yeah, let me just correct. I don't know, the computer keeps just giving me the wrong spelling, yes. So wrap it up, czyli zapakować, zawinąć. Shall I wrap it up for you? Czy mam to dla pana, czy mam to dla pani zapakować? Sometimes they make a special kind of wrapping so it looks nice, for example, for a present, and so on and so on. Or you yourself can ask the shop assistant, can you wrap it up for me? Czy może mi to pani zapakować? Can you wrap it up nicely? Or can you wrap it up in some, you know, gift paper, and so on and so on. When you pay for the clothes, of course you get the clothes that you have paid for, but you also get a piece of paper with the information that you have paid and how much you paid and for what. This piece of paper is called the receipt in English, czyli paragon. So receipt is very important because it proves you have bought this item, and if you want to return it or exchange it or get a refund, czyli zwrot kosztów, zwrot pieniędzy, you have to have the receipt. So very often the shop assistant will tell you, keep the receipt please. Proszę zachować paragon. When you buy a lot of clothes, a lot of items, and you want to pay at the checkout, very often you want to know how much exactly you will pay for everything. So the question is, how much is it all together? Ile to wszystko razem będzie kosztowało? Yes, all together, wszystko razem. And another question that you ask, especially when you are in the shop, which is not like self-service, but in which you have some kind of counter, czyli ladę, it's I'll take it, I'll take these. Dobra, wezmę to, wezmę ją, wezmę je, tak? W zależności co to jest. I'll take it, czyli poproszę to. Po polsku często mówimy po prostu poproszę, tak? I'll take it. All right, now sometimes when you buy clothes at the shop, there are some problems. Problems with the clothes that you have bought. So, what do you say when you have a problem with the product that you have bought? You go back to the shop and what do you say? You say, I'd like to complain about this jacket. Complain to jest złożyć reklamację. Dosłownie znaczy to poskarżyć się, narzekać, ale w kontekście sklepowym oznacza to złożyć reklamację. I'd like to complain about this jacket. Czyli chciałbym zareklamować, złożyć reklamację tej kurtki. Okay, when you want to complain about something, you usually have to say what exactly is wrong with the item. For example, 2 buttons are missing, czyli brakuje 2 guzików. It is scratched, to jest zadrapane, podrapane. For example, I don't know, leather jacket. It is torn, to jest rozdarte. It shrank after washing. It shrank means it got smaller. Shrink, podstawowa forma, to kurczyć się. Shrank, forma przeszła, skurczyło się. Czyli to się skurczyło po praniu. It has faded after just one washing. Fade to jest wyblaknąć. Wyblakło, straciło kolor lub odbarwiło się. Tak możemy po polsku powiedzieć. It has faded after just one washing. And you can also say the zip is broken. Zip is this kind of accessory on the clothes that is used for quick, let's say, closing of the clothes item, czyli zamek błyskawiczny. The zip is broken, czyli zamek jest popsuty. When you make a complaint, you also want something from them. You want the shop or the shop assistant, the manager, the company, you want them to do something. So what can you expect? Well, you can say, I'd like to talk to the manager if the conversation with the shop assistant is not very successful or it's not satisfactory. Or you can say, I'd like my money back, please. Czyli poproszę o zwrot pieniędzy. The same, I mean, you can also say this in another way, I'd like a refund. A refund means my money back, czyli zwrot pieniędzy. I'd like a refund, please. I'd like my money back, please. I demand a compensation. Żądam odszkodowania albo zadośćuczynienia. Well, it doesn't happen very often in the case of clothes, but, well, you can imagine a situation that somebody bought a wedding dress and during the wedding the dress just, you know, fell apart, yes, or something, you know, was seriously wrong. There was some kind of malfunction. So it was a big problem, an embarrassment. You lost all the fun at the party. So you may demand a compensation, czyli żądać odszkodowania. I lost time and money on this. Straciłem na to czas i pieniądze. You can also explain your problem in this way. I'd like to exchange something. Chciałbym coś wymienić na inne, większe. Or I'd like to return it. Chciałbym to oddać. All right, I think this is all that I wanted to tell you today about doing shopping at the clothes. This subject, of course, can be useful on your oral matura exam. Maybe, possibly, you will be asked to do a role play at the clothes shop while doing shopping, so you may find some of these expressions useful. Thank you very much and see you next time.